President, I rise on a matter of personal and collective privilege. I filed proposed Senate Resolution number 504, which condemns in the strongest sense the death of a UST freshman law student, Horacio Atio Castillo III, due to hazing, and calls for a Senate investigation in aid of legislation. I thought the resolution that I filed would be enough to assuage my sense of duty as a legislator to investigate this gruesome death. But when I visited the wake of Atio last night and talked to his bereaved family, particularly his father, Horacio Jr., or Toti, as we call him, was my grade school and high school classmate in Colegio San Agustin, it behooves me as a father and as a parent to make a privileged speech on the matter by condemning this brutal act and bringing to the public consciousness the gravity of this evil called hazing. I cannot, Mr. President, turn my back to the plea of a grieving parent, as I believe no parent deserves to lose a child, much more due to hazing. When I saw my classmate, Toti, last night, he broke down and he told me, "They killed my son, Migz. They killed my son." And the mother of the victim was distraught, had wanted to know what really happened to her son. She told me, "Migz, I just want them to tell me how my son died. I just want to know, was he looking for his father or was he looking for his mother? I just want to know." She told me that. Those words haunted me, Mr. President, last night. Most of us here are parents with loving children, and I could not imagine the pain of losing a son or a daughter because of violence, because of hazing. I would feel that it would be the most tragic event to happen to me or my family, God forbid. And I, or we, do not wish this to happen to any parent or to any family. Mr. President, dear colleagues with us today, and probably you might have seen her during the committee hearings in the past weeks, as she has been my intern in my office for several weeks now, is Nicole Castillo, the only sister of Atio. She came here and left her brother's side when she learned that I'd be delivering a privileged speech on the death of her beloved Atio. And we would like to extend our deepest condolences to Nicole and her family. Atio, only son of Toti and Camille, was a loving and dutiful son, brother to Nicole. He was a student leader in the University of Santo Tomas during his undergraduate studies. He, by the way, Mr. President, was a fan of the Senate and reportedly told his father repeatedly that he wanted to be a senator one day. Now, I'm afraid that day will never come. We join the family in their cry for justice for Atio. Let justice be served in this case. I will briefly cite the circumstances leading to the death of Atio. On Saturday, September 16, Atio informed his parents that he will attend a welcoming ceremony of the Aegis Jury Fraternity in the University of Santo Tomas, and will be home by Sunday morning. Come Sunday morning, initial report stated that Atio's body was discovered by a quote-unquote good Samaritan, John Paul Solano, on September 17 at about 7:30 a.m. in the sidewalk at the corner of Honorio Lopez Boulevard and Infanta Street in Balut, Tondo, Manila. As claimed by Mr. John Paul Solano, after buying a cigarette from a nearby store, he found the body of Atio in the sidewalk, flagged down by a passing pickup, and together with some bystanders, took Atio to the Chinese General Hospital, where the doctors declared him dead on arrival. The officials of Barangay 1T3 in Manila, however, dispute the accounts of John Paul Solano. They said that there was no such incident that happened in the area after reviewing the CCTV footage at the time the body was supposedly found. Thus, Mr. Solano became a person of interest, and the police later had learned that Mr. Solano is also a freshman law student at the University of Santo Tomas, And some reports claim he is also a member of the Aegis Jury fraternity. That is so much coincidences, Mr. President, and it will be a breakthrough in the investigation if Mr. Solano will tell all he knows about the incident. Mr. President, the action of Dean Nino Divina of the UST Faculty of Civil Law in suspending the members of the Aegis Juris fraternity and preventing them from attending classes or entering the school premises is highly suspicious. It will give the investigators a hard time in locating and finding these members of the fraternity and ask them about what had happened during the incident. This was echoed by the Manila Police District officers in their press briefing this morning. Thus, I challenge Dean Divina and other faculty members of the UST Faculty of Law who are also members of the Aegis Juris to cooperate in the investigation and to tell all that they know about the incident. I have also received reports that the members of Aegis Juris fraternity were told to leave the country, or probably some have already left the country. Thus, I call on our authorities to place them under a watch list or hold order departure today by the Bureau of Immigration, and I think the DOJ is just arrived in our office 30 minutes ago, Mr. President. A memorandum from the Secretary on an immigration local bulletin order against a certain Marvin R. Ballard, Min Wei Chan, Mark Anthony Ventura, Axel Monroe Hipe, Oliver John Audrey Onofre, Joshua Joriel Macabali, Jason Adolfo Robinos, Ralph Trangia, Rani Rafael Santiago, Daniel Hans Matthew Rodrigo, Carl Matthew Villanueva, Aaron Salientes, Marcelino Bagtang, Simon Padro, Jose Miguel Salamat, and John Paul Solano. Mr. President, no one, I repeat, no one deserves to die from hazing or any brutal senseless death. We have a law, Republic Act 8049, or an act regulating hazing and other forms of initiation rites in fraternities, sororities, and other organizations, providing penalties thereof. Unfortunately, Mr. President, since its enactment into law in 1995, with dozens of reported deaths due to hazing, only one conviction has been decided by our courts. Only one. Other accounts place that there could be more than 100 deaths due to hazing, but the rest are not reported or have not reached the courts. So much senseless deaths, my dearest colleagues. So much wasted youth, and the bright future of these students suddenly gone, as was the case of Atio Castillo. Mr. President, my dear colleagues, we nurture our children from cradle. Teach them how to take their first steps as a child. Tutor them in their difficult subjects. We even teach them the difficult topics such as the birds and the bees, or how to treat their dates with respect. In other words, we do everything for them to become the perfect human being. Then in one instance, all that we have done, our bundle of joy is taken away from us. Tortured and killed by the same people who your child considers as his brothers and protectors. Mr. President, I cringe at the thought that the current law, RA 8049, has just become a law in paper. Ineffective, if not inutile, in regulating and preventing deaths from hazing. I feel ashamed after all these years, while our youth are dying, we have not done enough. Clearly, regulating hazing as specified in the current law is a failure. What would be the reasons, Mr. President? One, the title of the measure. It regulates it. It doesn't prohibit it. Specified in Section 2 and 3 of Republic Act 8049 to report to school authorities the initiation rites and that the school will assign at least 2 representatives during the initiation or hazing. And this has not been followed. No fraternity will allow an intruder or non-member to witness their initiation rites and learn from their initiation. Thus, most of these rights are not reported to the school authorities. Second, when a crime such as this happens, the problem is worsened by the protection of the killers by their fellow fraternity members or brads in the police and the prosecutor's office and in the courts who sympathize with the fraternity's cause. That is why we have filed a bill repealing anti-hazing law, replacing it with a stricter or stringent law. Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, I would like to take note, was the shepherd in the House of Representatives in the last Congress, and they had passed it there. It was us in the Senate who was not able to shepherd it out. The current bill, Mr. President, and I know a majority floor leader has been fighting this as well since the 15th Congress. The bill, Mr. President, differentiates from the law by banning or prohibiting under the bill, while the current law merely regulates it. As a result of the banning of hazing, the bill now penalizes the mere participation in hazing, while the current law only penalizes the participants if the hazing results to injury or death. Also, Mr. President, our bill, if hazing leads to death, sodomy, rape, or mutilation, the penalty is reclusion perpetua and a fine of 3 million is imposed. Hence, we appeal to my colleagues here today for the family of the Castillos and Servando and all the other families who have died senselessly due to hazing. We should pass this new and real anti-hazing law. When will these barbaric acts, Mr. President, of so-called brotherhood stop? When you're supposed to welcome them and protect them as family, not hurt them and kill them. No wonder the culture of violence never ends in our country, as those who swear an oath to defend our laws are the very same ones who commit the violence. This must stop now. No parent should bury their children from such senseless deaths from violence and crime. It's about time we prohibit hazing. We need to pass a new law that will not only regulate, but prevent it outright. Brotherhood or sisterhoods should not be realized at the expense of the lives and the future of our youth. We should stop this senseless death of our children. Thank you, Mr. President.